There comes a moment in every soul's journey when a quiet inner voice begins to whisper a powerful question: why am I here? What am I meant to do with this life I've been given? It is in these sacred questions that the essence of definiteness of purpose is found, not as a lofty theory, but as the unshakable core of a meaningful and impactful life. Definiteness of purpose is more than just having a goal. It is the conscious decision to align your life with a singular, focused aim, one that resonates deeply with your innermost values, talents, and dreams. It is a spiritual compass, a guiding light that pulls you forward even when the road is dark or uncertain. Without a clear purpose, even the most talented individuals drift like ships at sea without a rudder, full of potential, but lacking direction. Think of the many people you may have encountered in life who seem to be endlessly busy, constantly moving, but never truly progressing. They change jobs, start projects, pursue opportunities, yet their hearts remain restless. That's because motion without purpose leads to exhaustion, not fulfillment. A purposeful life, on the other hand, is like a river with a strong current. It moves steadily, carving a path with intention and force. The book teaches us that every success story, every meaningful life, begins with the bold act of deciding, this is what I want. This is who I am becoming. Whether it's an entrepreneur building a business, a teacher shaping young minds, an artist breathing beauty into the world, or a parent raising children with love and wisdom, their power begins the moment they declare their purpose and devote themselves to it completely. One of the most stirring lessons in the book is that the universe responds to clarity. When you are vague about what you want, life becomes equally vague in its returns. But when your heart, mind, and actions are united in pursuit of a clearly defined goal, unseen forces begin to align. People appear, doors open, ideas emerge. It's as if life begins to conspire in your favor, not because of magic, but because of alignment. Energy that is scattered is weak, energy that is focused is unstoppable. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Why didn't he quit? Because he had definiteness of purpose. He wasn't merely trying to invent something, he decided he would bring electric light into the world. That clarity made failure irrelevant. Each setback was just a step forward. Purpose turns obstacles into stepping stones. Or take Helen Keller. Born deaf and blind, she could have lived a life of quiet despair. But once she discovered language and meaning through the help of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, she awakened to a profound purpose: to educate, to speak, to inspire. Her disabilities did not define her, her purpose did. And it carried her to stages around the world. This is a truth the book urges us to accept: purpose transforms pain into power. Every human life is touched by hardship, loss, fear, doubt, rejection. But when you know why you're walking the path, the stones beneath your feet no longer feel so heavy. You carry your burdens differently. You see setbacks not as punishment, but as preparation. Your wounds become wisdom, and your scars, maps of resilience. Definiteness of purpose also requires courage, the courage to choose a path, even when others don't understand. The world may try to distract you, to sway you with trends, temptations, or the opinions of others. But a purposeful person must learn to say no to distractions, must learn to say no to the voice of the crowd, to fear. Purpose brings with it the discipline of alignment, everything you do, every habit you adopt, every relationship you nurture must be in service of that higher aim. Having a definite purpose does not mean you become rigid or unbending. It means you are committed, but flexible. Life is not a straight line. Sometimes you must adjust your route without losing sight of your destination. The river flows around rocks, but it never forgets where it's headed. There's also a profound spiritual dimension to definiteness of purpose. The book invites us to ask not only what do I want to achieve, what do I want to give, but what do I want to give? Purpose that is rooted in contribution, not just personal gain, becomes enduring. It connects us to something greater than ourselves, to community, to legacy, to the evolution of humanity. When your purpose includes the betterment of others, your life becomes a beacon. This brings to mind the life of Martin Luther King Jr. His purpose was not just to liberate, but to liberate. His clarity of vision, a world where character defined a person's worth, gave him the strength to face hatred. Prison, that's the power of a purpose greater than self. That's the power of a purpose greater than self. It makes you immortal through the lives you touch. But the book also gently warns us, purpose alone is not enough. Purpose alone is not enough. It must be paired with persistent action. It must be paired with persistent action. Discipline become daydreams. Without discipline, burning desire must be followed by bold steps. You may not have all the answers when you begin, and you don't need to. The path reveals itself as you walk it. What matters is that you move. What matters is that you move with belief, with intention, with resolve, with belief. It also teaches that definiteness of purpose should begin early, but it's never too late. But it's never too late. Many people discover their calling after years of wandering. What matters is not when you begin. What matters is not when you begin. But whether you are 17 or 70, whether you are 17 or 70, definite purpose, the moment you choose a definite purpose, life begins anew. There is no expiration date on purpose. There is no expiration date on begin before the life fades. Only the urgency to begin before the life fades. The journey toward a purposeful life also requires introspection. What lights me up? You must ask. What problem am I here to solve? What problem am I here to solve? What injustice flows from me effortlessly? What skill flows from me effortlessly? The answers to these questions are clues. The answers to these questions are breadcrumbs. Your purpose is often hidden in your joy or in your pain. Your purpose is often hidden in your joy. The book also dispels the myth that a person needs to have everything figured out before starting. Perfection is the enemy of purpose. Begin where you are with what you have. Begin where you are clarity deepens with motion. And trust that clarity is not discovered in theory, but in action. Purpose is not discovered in theory, but in action. The seed of purpose grows in the soil of experience. The seed of purpose grows in the soil of experience. Remember this. And as you move forward, protect you from difficulty. Purpose doesn't protect you from difficulty. It often invites it. In fact, what it gives you is the power to endure, but what it gives you is the power to endure, to rise, to stay true when the winds walks through storms with their eyes fixed on the horizon. Through storms with their eyes fixed on the horizon, they don't break. They may bend, powerful message the book conveys is that success is the result of purpose applied over time. Is the result of purpose applied over time. Every great achievement is built brick by brick. Every great achievement is built brick by brick and commitment. Through clarity, consistency, a farmer does not plant seeds and demand fruit the next day. A farmer does not plant seeds and demand fruit the next day. He waits. He trusts. He waters. So it is with purpose. He trusts. You plant your intention. So it is with purpose. Nourish it with effort. You plant your intention. And harvest results. Nourish it with effort. And harvest results in due time. Definiteness of purpose is about becoming. Definiteness of purpose is about becoming. The journey itself transforms you. The journey itself transforms you. More confident. You become more focused. You no longer chase everything. More alive. Because you no longer chase everything. And in choosing one path deeply, you begin to unlock your true potential. You begin to unlock your true potential. Quietly, sincerely, what is my purpose? Quietly, not what your parents told you. What is my purpose? Not what society expects. Not what your parents told you. Not what society of your heart. Know you are here to do. In the deepest chamber then write it down. Know you are here to do. Visualize then write it down. And begin living it aloud tomorrow. Visualize today. And begin living it. Be the thread that weaves your days together. Let it guide your choices, the thread that weaves your days together, and fuel your dreams. Let it guide your choices. When life is aligned with purpose, and fuel your dreams. Even ordinary days feel sacred. When life is aligned with purpose, even the smallest ordinary days feel sacred. And the soul begins to sing. Tasks take on meaning. The message of this book begins to simple and profound. In the end, a life without purpose is a life simple and profound. But a life without purpose is a life definite and courageous. But a life with purpose. Clear, it uplifts, definite, it inspires, and is a force behind a legacy no one can erase. It inspires, so walk and forward, it leaves behind a legacy no one can erase. Determination. So walk forward, choose your purpose, not in haste, honor it, but with holy determination. Let your life become the living proof of what's possible when a human being walks in alignment with their deepest truth. Of what's possible when a human being walks in alignment with their deepest truth.